Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, September 9th, 2022. Today I'm going to recap the NFL season opener between the Bills and the Rams and look ahead to Sunday's Week 1 games and make the picks. College football, we'll do the picks for the weekend. Then we'll get into baseball and the WNBA and Major League Soccer, U.S. Open, NASCAR, news and notes, best bet, Fat Five. So a lot to do today. We'll start with the NFL. We'll start with what was a very impressive victory for the Buffalo Bills, 31-10, as Buffalo goes to 1-0. Rams drop to 0-1, the first time the Rams have ever lost a season opener under Sean McVay. Josh Allen was the best player on the field, 26-31, 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Matthew Stafford, though, 29-41, 240 yards, a touchdown, and 3 picks. He was terrible. Josh Allen also 10 for 56 and a touchdown on the ground. Cooper Kupp was Cooper Kupp. Stephon Diggs matched him pretty much. Von Miller had 2 sacks. Gabe Davis reminded guys that he's the next breakout receiver. So, a very impressive win for the Bills. I thought their pass rush in this game was sensational. There was a mismatch for the Bills' offensive line. Even Aaron Donald looked pedestrian. But somebody made a good point on ESPN last night. I want to say it was like Davian Woody or someone like that. The first 4 months of the regular season is still the preseason to some teams. Some teams get off to slow starts and then they get hot the last 3 months of the year, 3.5 months of the year, and establish themselves. So never really overreact to September results for a team that is coming off the Super Bowl win and whatnot. So I know the Bills, that was impressive. That was a statement win for the Bills. As much as I think that the Rams, I'm not going to overreact for them. You still got to give the Bills a lot of credit. It was a very big statement win in Los Angeles against the reigning Super Bowl champions. And the Bills have proved why they were among the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. Now I'll move on to Sunday's games. This is going to be a fun Sunday for sure. First up, you have 1 o'clock on Fox. You have the Saints at the Falcons. The Falcons are 5.5-point underdogs. Total's 42.5. I have 6 and 43.25. For this, I'm going to go with the slight over for my pick. I think that the Saints offense is going to be humming against a very weak Falcons defense. So I really do like a slight over in that game. And I have a slight lean to the Saints as well. Next up on Fox, you have the 49ers at the Bears. The 49ers are giving 6.5 totals, 4.5. I have it 4.5 and 43 and 2/5. A little bit of an edge on the Bears and a larger edge on the over. I really do like the over, almost a 3.5-point edge on the over. I think the Bears defense is atrocious. Yes, I know Trey Lance's first game, potentially no George Kittle. That's what makes me sort of like the Bears in this spot as well. But I trust the over more than I trust the Bears, even potentially without George Kittle. Next up on CBS, you have the Steelers at the Bengals. Good division game. Bengals favored by 6.5 totals, 44.5. For this game, I'm going to go with a slight over again. I know it's Mitch Trubisky. I get it. And the Steelers secondary I don't love against this Bengals wide receiver core. So give me the over, but it's a slight over. And my projection, 7.5 total, 46, and 720. It's next up, the Eagles at the Lions on Fox. Eagles are favored by 3.5 totals, 48.5. Slight under here. I don't love the pick. I don't like any of these picks so far. That's a big reason why I went with the Rams and Fab 5. But my projection is 3.5 and 47 and 3/5. So the slight pick or the slight under is the pick. And then the second pick, which is not the podcast pick, is a TBD at the moment. Next up, and I mean TBD in case the line changes. 1 o'clock CBS, you have the Ravens at the Jets. The Ravens are now favored by 6.5. Total is 44.5. I like the over in this game. I think Lamar is going to sling it, especially against the porous Jets secondary. I project 6 and 46 and 17-20, so I absolutely love the over in this spot. Even though it's Joe Flacco, not Zach Wilson, that's a problem. But I just think that the Ravens are going to put up enough points offensively against a bad Jets defense. And it's going to have everyone overreacting to them. And the funny thing is that Joe Flacco is playing against his ex-team. Next up, CBS, the Patriots at the Dolphins. Dolphins are given 3.5 totals, 46.5. I love the under. This is one of my favorite picks of the weekend. It's just a really unknown with the Patriots offense, and I don't love Miami's offense as much as others do. Maybe it's some skepticism of Tua, but I could totally see this being like a 17-14 type of game, and that is an easy under. And I project 3.5 and 44, if I didn't mention that earlier. Next up, the Jaguars and the Commanders. This is one of the more interesting games. As the Commanders are favored by 2.5 totals, 43.5. I have a slight lean to the Jaguars. I project 1.5 and 43.5. I think the Jags win outright. Breakthrough spot for Trevor Lawrence. So, give me the Jags. Slightly into the Jags. I like them to win too. At plus 120. Next up, the Browns are at the Panthers. The Browns are now favored in this game, which is absolutely ridiculous. They have no business being favored without Deshaun Watson. Freaking ridiculous. And I love the Panthers. I have them favored by a whopping 7.5 and a total of 42. Love them. And by the way, it's Browns 1.5 total, 41.5. Like, this is my least favorite line in terms of this team has no business being a favorite, especially with the terrible quarterback in Jacoby Brissett. Next up, the Colts at the Texans. The Colts are giving 7.5. Total is 45.5. I like the Texans getting the points. I think that their fans are going to root them on, and being home, I think that maybe the Colts have a little bit of a sluggish start. So I'm going to go with the Texans getting the 7 in the hook. I'm going to say the Colts win, but the Texans cover. And I like this, and I have a slight over edge too. Yeah, 5.5 and 45 and 11/20. So 2-point edge on Houston. 4:25 on Fox. Giants Titans. Tennessee is favored by 5.5. Totals 43.5. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with a slight under. I have a 1-point edge on Tennessee and an edge over 1 on the under. A lot of unknowns with Tennessee and the Giants offensively. So I think a slight under is the move. As I project Titans 62 or 6.5 total, 42 and 3/10. The lead game on Fox, Packers-Vikings. So, in any other year prior, this would be Buck and Aikman. Now it's Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen. So, the Packers are favored by 1.5. Total is 47.5. I love Minnesota. It's my favorite underdogs of the week. So giving Minnesota getting the 1.5. I think they're going to win outright, minus 102 on the money line. Next up on CBS, Cardinals Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored in this game by. Oh, now I'm looking at week 2. Can't do that. 5.5 total, 53.5. I like the under. No DeAndre Hopkins for the Cards. A lot of questions offensively for the Chiefs. So I like the under. And I do have an edge on the Cardinals as well. Raiders-Chargers. So which one will CBS pick as their lead game? It should be Raiders-Chargers, but they're going to pick Mahomes. You know they are. The Chargers are giving 3.5. Total is 52.5. I love the Chargers. I'm laying the points. There's going to be Vegas fans in the building. I get it, but the Chargers are a flat-out better team. I love the LA Chargers here. And I project 6.5 and 51.25. And by the way, the Cardinals Chiefs, I project 2.5 and 49 and 4/5. And last but not least, Sunday Night Football, you have the Cowboys hosting the Buccaneers. The Bucs are favored by 2.5. Totals 50.5. Numbers are very close. I'm going to go with the slight over. I like the pick. It looks like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to play. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have a big day. The running game's going to be good for Dallas. I know their depth at wide receiver is not as good as it used to be. I get it. No Michael Gallup's a problem. But I still like the over in this game. But it's a slight over. As I project Bucs 3 total, 51 and 1/5. And then my pick for Broncos Seahawks, I'll unveil on the Monday podcast. All right, now I'll move on to college football. This is going to be interesting, going over these lines, because these lines change on a dime. We'll start with tonight on ESPN2. You have at 7:30 Louisville against UCF. UCF is favored by now 6.5. Total is 61.5. I have a big edge on the under, and I have a really big edge on Louisville. It's each 6.5. But my gut tells me to take Louisville because I don't trust the total projection. I'm going to go with Louisville getting the 6.5 against UCF. And then the other game tonight, 9 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, you have Boise State and New Mexico. Boise's giving 6.5, totals 44.5. I'm going to take New Mexico getting the points. They're home. They sometimes would play well against Boise. I know they upset Boise a long time ago. But I just think they'll cover that big number. All right, Saturday, 12 o'clock on Fox. Alabama, Texas. Game day will be there. Should they be there? I'd say yes, only because it's Alabama. Alabama's giving 20.5, total is 64 or 65.5. Total went up. I still like the under. I think Bama's defense is going to show out and ball out. But the podcast pick is going to be Texas getting all those points because they're home. I just don't see them playing that poorly at home. I think Alabama wins something like 28-14. I don't know if I like that as a final score. Maybe 40-20. Even that, 37-20. I could see it being 37-20. That sounds right for this game. Next up, on Big Ten Network, you have Arkansas State at number 3, Ohio State. Ohio State is giving a whopping, let's see, 44.5. Total is 68.5. I have a pretty big edge on the under and a pretty big edge on Arkansas State. I'm going to take Arkansas State just to cover the spread. I think it's a sandwich spot for Ohio State, so give me Arkansas State just to cover. ACC Network, Southern Miss and number 15, Miami. Miami is favored in this game by 26.5. Total is 51.5. I like the over in this game. I think Miami will score a lot of points. They scored a bunch of points last week. I also have an edge on Southern Miss, but I have a larger edge on the over. On ESPN, South Carolina, number 16, Arkansas. Arkansas is favored in this game by 8.5. Total is 52.5. I'm going to take South Carolina getting 8.5. It's a conference game, a day game. I just think that South Carolina and Spencer Rattler will hang around. I project pick in 51 3/10. Oh, yeah, the other games. So Bama, Texas, I have Bama 9, total 60 9/10. I have Ohio State 30, total 56 1/5. Miami 20, total 61 9/10. Next up, on the SEC Network, number 23, Wake Forest at Vanderbilt. It looks like Sam Hartman is back for this game. So that is excellent news for Wake Forest. They're giving 13.5, total 65.5. The line went up a couple points because of Hartman's return. I did adjust my projections as well. I like the under in this game, though. I think Vandy's offense will regress. So, give me Vandy. Or, I'm sorry, the under in Wake Vandy. And my projection is 14 and 62 and 19/20. ESPN 2, Missouri, Kansas State. Kansas State is favored by 7.5, totals 56.5. I like the under, but it's a slight under here. I project Kansas State 6, total 54 and 4/5. Big Ten Network, Western Illinois at Minnesota. I project Minnesota 33.5, total 52.8 or 52 and 8/10. No line obviously up yet for this. Duke Northwestern on Fox Sports 1. Duke and Northwestern. Northwestern's favored by 10.5. Total is 56.5. So there are some adjustments here. I am going to take the under. I just think both of these offenses stink. Especially Duke's. And I also have an edge on Duke as well. But I have a larger edge on the under. I project Northwestern 6, total 49 and 7/10. ABC, Ohio and Penn State. Penn State is favored by 24.5, totals 54.5. I am going to go with the over. I have a nice little edge on the over. I project 24 and 59 and 19/20. ESPNU, North Carolina and Georgia State. UNC's favored by 6.5, total is 64.5. So I have two nice edges here. I'm going to go with the over. I project UNC 3, total 68 and 17/20. CBS Sports Network, UTSA and Army. UTSA is giving 2.5, totals 53.5. I like the over a lot in this game. I think UTSA is going to score a lot of points. I also have a large edge on UTSA, but I like the over more that the total went down. As I project UTSA 12, total 63.5. 12:30, Charleston Southern and number 18, NC State. Nothing out yet for this game. I project NC State by 16.5, total 59 and 7/20. 1 o'clock, you have South Alabama and Central Michigan. Central's giving 4.5, total is 58.5. I like the over in this game. I think it's going to be higher scoring. I project 2 and 67. 1:30 Pac-12 Network, Southern Utah and number 13 Utah. So Utah doesn't drop that much. I project Utah 35.5, total 57 and 3/10. 2 o'clock Lafayette Temple. I project Temple 6.5, total 32 and 7/10. Next up, Western Michigan Ball State. Western's giving 6.5, total is 52.5. I absolutely love Ball State. I have them giving 9, total 58.25. Love Ball State against Western Michigan. 2:30, NBC, Marshall and number 8, Notre Dame. Notre Dame is favored in this game by 20.5. Total is 51.5. I'm going slight edge Notre Dame. I project 22 and 50 and 3/10. 3:30 ACC Network, Furman at number 5 Clemson. I project Clemson giving 25.5. Totals 47 and 4/5. Appalachian State at number 6 Texas A&M on ESPN2. So second week in a row where App State plays a Power 5 team. Texas A&M is favored in this game by, I don't see this line. Where is it? But I know they're favored. Here it is. 18.5, total 53.5. I like the over in this game. I think there's going to be a ton of points scored on both sides. So give me the over. So I project A&M 20, total 64 and 3/20. On ABC, number 24, Tennessee at number 17, Pitt. Tennessee in this game is ridiculously favored by 6.5. Total is 64.5. Give me Pitt all day. I project them as a 15-point favorite, total of 67 and 3/4. Give me Pitt all day, every day. That is a mismatch of a line. On Fox, you have Washington State at number 19, Wisconsin. Wisconsin is favored in this game by 17.5 points, totals 49.5. Give me Wazoo getting the points. Chris Felica also had this on his card, so maybe that bodes well for me. I project Wisconsin 6, total 42 and 9/10. So nice little edge there on Wazoo getting all those points. On CBS, Colorado Air Force. Air Force is favored by a whopping 17.5, total 50.5. I don't like this pick at all because I was so excited to potentially be laying single digits with Air Force. But the market knows better than I do. I hate the pick, but give me Colorado. CBS Sports Network, Memphis Navy. When I looked at the lines the other day, I did not see a line for this game. For some reason, FanDuel does not have it. See if Vegas Insider has some of the no, they do not have the those games, the FCS. So Memphis is 5.5, totals 49.5. Just came up across it. Give me Memphis minus the 5.5 against Navy. Navy is terrible. Kennesaw State against Cincinnati. Cincinnati now unranked. And they're projected by me as a 20.5 point favorite, total 51.25. Maryland Charlotte. Maryland's giving 26.5, total 65.5. I love Charlotte getting all the points. Though they won't win, that's just too high of a number. I know they played awful the first two games, but Maryland didn't even cover against Buffalo at home. 4 o'clock on the SEC Network. Samford at number 2 Georgia. I project Georgia 40.5, total 55 and 7/20. Big Ten Network, Akron at number 14 Michigan State. Michigan State is favored by 34.5. total 55.5. Give me Akron getting the 24. I project 27 and 54 and 7/10. Fox Sports 1, number 25, Houston at Texas Tech. So Houston drops to 25 in the rankings. Texas Tech's a 2.5-point favorite, total 63.5. I'm laying the points at Texas Tech. Love when the unranked team's favored against the ranked team, and I have an edge on it, so give me Texas Tech. I project them by 6, total 65 and 9/10. UNLV Cal. Cal's favored by 11.5, total 47.5. Give me the over. I think there's going to be some points in this game. I project 9 and 54. Portland State and Washington. I project Washington by 21.5, total 52 and 7/20. Big Ten Network, Iowa State, Iowa, Cyhawk. This game, Iowa's favored by 3.5, total 39.5. I'm laying the 3.5 with Iowa. Nobody's gonna like this pick because Iowa was so bad. So I'm laying the 3.5 with Iowa against Iowa State. On ESPNU, Virginia, Illinois. Virginia is a 4.5-point underdog. Totals 57.5. I like Virginia getting the points. I like them straight up to a plus 162. I project Virginia 4, total 51 and 3/10. Big Ten Network, Indiana State, Purdue. I project Purdue 29.5, total 48 and 7/10. Big Ten Network also Wagner, Rutgers. I project Rutgers 18.5, total 54 and 9/20. Northern Colorado, Wyoming. I project Wyoming 18.5, total 57 and 9/20. Eastern Kentucky, Bowling Green. I project Bowling Green 17.5, total 61 and the 20th. Norfolk State, James Madison. I project JMU by 3, total 56 and a quarter. Middle Tennessee, Colorado State. Colorado State's favored by 11.5, total 59.5. I love Colorado State. Middle Tennessee stinks. I'm laying the points. Next up, Alabama State and UCLA, 5 o'clock, Pac-12 Network. I project UCLA 15.5, total 53 and a fifth. 5:30, Incarnate Word, Nevada. I project Nevada 6.5, total 45 and 7/20. 6 o'clock, Kansas, West Virginia. West Virginia is favored by 13.5, total 59.5. So I have an edge on West Virginia and an edge on the over 2.5 and then a little over 2.5. So I'm going to go with the over as my pick here. I also like West Virginia against the spread. Old Dominion, East Carolina. ECU's favored by 12.5, total 50.5. Give me Old Dom getting the points here. No, they won't pull off another upset, but I just think they'll be competitive. Just because East Carolina was a competent kicker away from upsetting NC State, that's why they're a double-digit favorite. Next on the chart, we have Holy Cross Buffalo. I project Buffalo 6.5, total 58 and a fifth. Robert Morris, Miami of Ohio. I project Miami of Ohio 28, total 49.5. Gardner Webb, Coastal Carolina. I project Coastal 29.5, total 66.5. Southeast Louisiana, FAU. I project FAU 3.5, total 56 and 3/4. UAB Liberty. UAB is favored by 6.5, total 50.5. I'm laying it with UAB. I project 15 and 56 and a fifth. 7 o'clock, Kent State at number 7, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored by 34.5, total 72.5. That's a crazy total. I like the under. I just don't think that. I know Kent's so bad defensively, but it's a mismatch offensively too. I project 35 and 64 in the fifth. Or I'm sorry, in the 10th. ESPN, number 20, Kentucky at number 12, Florida. Great game for the SEC. So the SEC has two very interesting conference games this week. Florida is favored by 5.5, total 52.5. Give me Kentucky getting the points. I don't think Kentucky will win outright. I just think this is a closer game than expected. Good quarterback matchup as well. Central Arkansas at number 22, Ole Miss. I project Ole Miss by 21.5, total 49 and 17/20. CBS Sports Network, Syracuse at UConn. Syracuse is favored by 22.5, total 49.5. I like the under. I just think that this could be like a Syracuse shutout. Western Carolina, Georgia Tech. I project Georgia Tech 2.5, total 68. UMass Toledo. Toledo's favored by 28.5, total 48.5. I like UMass getting the points. I project 20 and 51 and 3/10. Weber State, Utah State. I project Utah State 14.5, total 51.5. Alcorn State, Tulane. I project Tulane 10.5, total 53 and 3/4. Lamar, SMU. I project SMU 16.5, total 54 and 4/5. Howard, South Florida. I project USF by 11.5, total 57 and 7/20. Northern Illinois, Tulsa. Tulsa is favored in this game by 6.5, total 63.5. I like Northern getting the points. I project Tulsa 1, total 64 and 17/20. So I think Northern can win outright. Eastern Michigan and Louisiana. Louisiana is favored by 11.5, total 56.5. I like the under. I think it's going to be a super low scoring game. I project 9 and 38 and 3/5. Alabama, A&M, and Troy. I project Troy 8.5, total 43 and 2/5. FIU, Texas State. I project State by 4, total 60 and 2/5. And it's 13.5 and 64.5. Give me FIU getting all those points. No, they won't win. It's a terrible game. But Texas State should be favored by that much. Stephen F. Austin, Louisiana Tech. I project, how about this? Stephen F. Austin by 0.5, total 60 and 3/5. So, your FCS underdog pick of the week, Stephen F. Austin. Whatever that money line is when it comes out. Arizona State at number 11, Oklahoma State at 7:30. I project OK State by 12, total 60 and 19/20. And it's 11.5 and 57.5. I like the over in this game. I think this is going to be an offense shootout. On ABC, number 10, USC at Stanford. USC in this game is favored by 7.5, total is 66.5. I love SC. Love them. This is probably one of my favorite picks of the whole week. I think it's a mismatch for Stanford. Stanford might be a little better than I expected this year, but they're going to get destroyed tomorrow night at home against SC. ESPN News, San Jose State at Auburn. In this game, Auburn is favored by 24.5, total 48.5. I like San Jose State getting the points. I know they almost just lost to Portland State, but this is a sandwich spot for Auburn. Southern and LSU, I project LSU 8.5, total 61. Fox Sports 1, Georgia Southern at Nebraska. Nebraska's favored by 22.5, total 62.5. Give me Georgia Southern getting the points. That's a lot of points. Texas Southern, North Texas. I project North Texas by 24.5, total 59 and 2/5. McNeese Rice. I project Rice 5.5, total 59 and 19/20. 8 o'clock, Big Ten Network. Hawaii at number 4, Michigan. In this game, Michigan is favored by a whopping 51.5. Total is 67.5. I'm going to take Hawaii getting all those points. Like, that's just insane to me. Tarleton, TCU, I project TCU 16.5, total 51.5. Idaho, Indiana, I project Indiana 21.5, total 47 1/5. Boston College, Virginia Tech on the ACC network. Virginia Tech's favored by 2.5, total 45.5. I like Virginia Tech minus the points. Under 3 at home, I like Vatech. Idaho State, San Diego State. I project San Diego State by 35.5, total 56 3/5. Nichols, UL Monroe. I project Nichols 9.5, total 59 1/5. So there's another FCS over FBS upset for you. Eastern Washington, Oregon. I project Eastern as a 23.5 point underdog, total 61 4/5. That's at 8:30. 9 o'clock, you have New Mexico State at UTEP. UTEP is favored by 17.5, total 47.5. I still like UTEP in the spot. I project 27 45 and 11/20. 10:15, ESPN, number 9 Baylor at number 21 BYU. I love this game. This is going to be a lot of fun. BYU is a 3.5 point favorite. Total is 53.5. I like the over in this game more than I like BYU. It's crazy because I've been a BYU stan for several years on the podcast now. But I'm going to pick the over for the podcast play. I project BYU 9, total 63 3/4. 10:30, CBS Sports Network, Oregon State, Fresno State. This is going to be an interesting line because this was a pick'em last I checked. And it still is a pick'em, total 60.5. I like the under more than I like Oregon State. I project Oregon State 6, total 50 and 19/20. So I like the under. And last but not least, 11 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Mississippi State at Arizona. Miss State is favored by 10.5, total 57.5. This is a team I never like, but I'm taking them here. The Arizona Wildcats. I project Miss State by 3, total 58.5. So give me Arizona getting the double digits at home against Mississippi State. That was very, very long. I'm sorry. Now we'll do Major League Baseball. We're going to zoom through the results and look ahead to tonight and the weekend. Nats over the Cards 11-6, Reds over the Cubs 4-3, Brewers over the Giants 2-1, doubleheader game 1, Marlins over the Phils 6-5, Twins over the Yankees 4-3, Brewers over the Giants 4-2, doubleheader game 2, and the White Sox over the A's 14-2. Now I look at today's games. 4 o'clock, you have the Giants at the Cubs. 4 o'clock at Wrigley. That's a weird one. Carlos Rodon, Drew Smyly. Giants minus 148, Cubs plus 126, over under 7.5. Over is minus 120, under is minus 102. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 106. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 128. I like the under in this game, weirdly enough. 6:30, Cardinals Pirates. Miles Mikolas, Ronci Contreras. Cards minus 205, Pirates plus 172, over under 8, overs minus 118, unders minus 104, cards minus 1/2 is minus 126, Pirates plus 1/2 is plus 105. Going Pirates run line plus 1/2 at plus 105. Mets Marlins. We know it's going for the Mets, and Edward Cabrera is going for Miami. Mets are still favored, minus 164, Marlins plus 138, over under 8, overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Mets minus 1/2 is even money, Marlins minus 1/2 is, or plus 1/2 is minus 120. I like the under, even though we don't know who's going for the Mets. 7 o'clock, Red Sox, Orioles. Brown, Balo, and Austin Voth. Orioles minus 122, Red Sox plus 104, over under 8.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Orioles plus 1/2 is minus 200, or I'm sorry, Red Sox plus 1/2 is minus 100. Orioles minus 1/2 is plus 164. I like the over. Rays, Yankees, Drew Rasmussen and Frankie Montas. Yanks minus 112, Rays minus 104, over under 7, overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Rays minus 1/2 is plus 158, Yankees plus 1/2 is minus 192. So the Rays are favored on the run line, the Yankees are favored on the money line. Give me the Yankees minus 112 at home. Nats, Phils. Patrick Corbin, Noah Syndergaard. Phils minus 225, Nats plus 188, over under 8.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Nats plus 1/2 is minus 108, Phillies minus 1/2 is minus 11. I'm going with the Nats run line plus 1/2 and minus 108. 8 o'clock, Blue Jays, Rangers, Ross Stripling and Dane Dunning. Blue Jays minus 154, Rangers plus 130, over under 8, minus 110 each way. Blue Jays minus 1/2 is plus 106, Rangers plus 1/2 is minus 128. I'm going to go with the Rangers as a dog at home, plus 130. Angels, Astros, Michael Lorenz and Lance McCullers Jr. Astros minus 230, Angels plus 190, over under 8, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Angels plus 1/2 is minus 111, Astros minus 1/2 is minus 108. And the minus 111, minus 108 just changed on the run lines. I do like the Astros run line, minus 1/2 and minus 111. Reds, Brewers. Nick Lodolo, Jason Alexander. Brewers minus 148, Reds plus 126, over under 8, minus 110 each way. Reds plus 1/2 is minus 162, Brewers minus 1/2 is plus 134. I like the over. Guardians, Twins. Cal Quantrill and Dylan Bundy. Guardians minus 104, Twins minus 112, over under 7.5, overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Guardians minus 1/2 is plus 168, Twins plus 1/2 is minus 205. I like the Guardians as a road underdog, minus 104 at the Twins. Tigers, Royals. Joey Wentz and Daniel Lynch. So Joey Wentz back for the Tigers. Royals minus 132, Tigers plus 112, over under 8.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Tigers plus 1/2 is minus 184, Royals minus 1/2 is plus 152. I like the over, juice over at minus 118. 8:30, D-backs, Rocks. Zach Davies, Herman Marquez. Rocks minus 118, D-backs even money, over under 10, overs minus 108, unders minus 112. D-backs minus 1/2 is plus 155, Rockies plus 1/2 is minus 188. Same deal in the Yankees-Rays game as in this game. D-backs favored on the run line, Rockies favored on the money line. I'm going with the Rockies at minus 118. 9:30, Braves, Mariners. Charlie Morton, Robbie Ray. Good series, too. Braves minus 120, Mariners plus 102, over under 7, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Braves minus 1/2 is plus 142, Mariners plus 1/2 is minus 172. I like the over, juiced over. White Sox, A's, Lucas Giolito, James Kaprielian. White Sox minus 172, A's plus 144, over under 8, overs minus 102, and there's even money. Or minus 120, my bad. White Sox minus 1/2 is plus 102, A's plus 1/2 is minus 122. I'm going Oakland plus 144 to win outright against the White Sox. And last but not least, the Dodgers at the Padres, Dustin May, Mike Clevenger. The Dodgers minus 168. The Padres are plus 142, over under 8.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Dodgers minus 1/2 is minus 102. Padres plus 1/2 is minus 118. I'm going with the under, but I do not feel strong about it. Saturday, 1 o'clock, Rays Yankees, Corey Kluber, Jameson Taillon, 2:20, Giants Cubs, Logan Webb, Marcus Stroman, 4 o'clock, White Sox A's, Lance Lynn, Adrian Martinez, 5 o'clock, Red Sox Orioles, Michael Wacha, Jordan Lyles, 6 o'clock, Nats Phils, Eric Feed, Rangers Suarez, Mets Marlins, Carlos Carrasco, Pablo Lopez, 7 o'clock, Blue Jays Rangers, Kevin Gausman, Kohei Arihara, Tigers Royals, Matt Manning, Jonathan Heasley, 7:15 on Fox, Angels Astros, Choi Ohtani, and Jose Urquidy. Fox lucked out there with Ohtani. Reds Brewers, Chase Anderson, Adrian Hauser. Guardians Twins, Tristan McKenzie, Chris Archer. 7:30 Cardinals Pirates, Jack Flaherty, JT Brubaker. 8 o'clock Diamondbacks Rockies, Madison Bumgarner, Jose Arena. 8:30 Dodgers Padres, Julio Urias and Blake Snell. And 9 o'clock the Braves at the Mariners, Max Fried, George Kirby. Sunday, 1 o'clock Red Sox Orioles, Rich Hill, Kyle Bradish. Nats Phils, Anibal Sanchez, Aaron Nola. 1:30 Cardinals Pirates, Jose Quintana, Mitch Keller. Rays Yankees, we don't know who's pitching in that game yet. Mets Marlins, Taijuan Walker, Jesus Luzardo. Angels Astros at 2, Dr. Davidson and Luis Garcia. Reds Brewers, Justin Dunn, Brandon Woodruff. Guardians Twins, Shane Bieber, we don't know. Tigers Royals, Tyler Alexander and Brady Singer. 2:30 Blue Jays Rangers, Jose Barrios, Martin Perez. 3 o'clock D-backs Rocks, Zach Gallen, Ryan Feltner. 4 o'clock White Sox A's, Johnny Cueto, Cole Irvin. Braves Mariners, we don't know, and Marco Gonzalez. Dodgers Padres, Andrew Heaney, Joe Musgrove. And Sunday Night Baseball, 8 o'clock ESPN. A game that doesn't belong on Sunday Night Baseball. Giants Cubs, 2 teams out of contention. It's Wade Miley, and we don't know who's going for San Francisco. Okay, now move on to the WNBA. We'll go over last night's Game 5 and look at the Game 1 of the WNBA Finals, which is on Sunday. Sun over the Sky, 72-63 to win Game 5 and advance to the WNBA Finals. Good for Connecticut. Jonquel Jones, 15 points in victory, and Kalia Cooper, 22 in defeat. And on Sunday, 3 o'clock on ABC, Sun Aces Game 1. The projection here would be a little difficult. I think this is going to be a good series. I'm going to predict the series outcome first. I think that this could be a more competitive series than people may expect it to be. I think that Vegas is clearly the team to beat. They swept the Mercury and won against the Storm in 4. Meanwhile, the Sun beat the Wings in 3 and the Sky in 5. So their playoff record's 5-3. And Vegas, their playoff record is 5-1. So, a projection for this game, if this was the regular season, I make it Vegas 4.5. But with some addition and whatnot here, so 5-3 and 4-1. So 3-1 and 5-3 are equivalent. So, I mean, an extra half. So I would project Vegas 5 here for Game 1. So, 1 point off in terms of. So it's actually 5.5. So it's actually a half point off. Total 169.5. I like the under. Unders have been really good in WNBA Finals games. And in terms of the series, I'm going to go with Vegas 3-1 plus 290 to win the WNBA championship. All right, now I'll move on to Major League Soccer. we will discuss the weekend's games. Tonight, 7:30, CF Montreal hosts Columbus. Montreal winners of 4 of their last 5. Columbus winners of 1 of their last 5. For this game, Montreal minus 135 at home. Columbus 330, draw plus 250. I'm going over 2.5 goals at minus 102. Saturday, loaded window. 1 o'clock, Charlotte, NYCFC. Rare day game for Charlotte. Both teams, 1 win in their last 5. Charlotte's plus 120, NYCFC's plus 185, draw plus 250. NYCFC's just been terrible of late. I don't like how Charlotte's played either. I'm going with the draw plus 250. 3:30, Nashville hosting the Galaxy. Nashville winners of 4 straight. LA Galaxy, 2 wins in their last 5. Nashville's minus 130, LA plus 290, draw plus 270. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals plus 134. 6 o'clock, Red Bulls hosting New England. Red Bulls winners of 3 of their last 4, or 5, I should say. New England won their last game, but is winless in their previous 4 before that. Red Bulls minus 120, home favorites. New England plus 270, draw plus 260. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals plus 104. 7:30, Atlanta, Toronto. Atlanta minus 140, Toronto plus 270, draw plus 310. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 124. Cincinnati, San Jose. Cincinnati minus 165, San Jose plus 350, draw 3-1. I'm going over 3.5 goals plus 134. Philly hosting Orlando. Oh, this game is the best game on the board by a mile. 2 red-hot teams. Philly has won 4 straight. Orlando has won their previous 5. Let's see if the Orlando streak goes longer. No, they just won their previous 5, and then both these teams have just been amazing. The Union are minus 210. The Orlando plus 460, draw plus 320. God, I think the Union are so overvalued here. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals plus 182. I just can't go against Philly at this point. I'm going to bet on their offense continuing to do what they've been doing. And that's scoring a lot of goals. 8 o'clock, Chicago hosting Miami. Chicago winless in their last 5. Miami, 2 wins in their last 5. Chicago minus 120, Miami plus 270, draw plus 260. For this one, I'm going to go under 2.5 goals plus 104. Seattle, Austin. Seattle minus 135, Austin 3-1, draw plus 280. I'm going with the draw plus 280. Seattle's overvalued at home. 8:30, Dallas hosting LAFC. Great game. LAFC is a plus 115 road favorite. Dallas is plus 190, draw plus 240. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals plus 116. I don't really want to take Dallas, and I don't want to take LAFC either. I just don't know who's going to win that game. But at gunpoint, I'll say LAFC. What I wouldn't bet it. Houston, KC. Houston plus 110, KC 2-1, draw plus 260. I'm going to go with Houston at home plus 110. 9:30, Colorado's hosting Vancouver. Colorado minus 160, Vancouver plus 350, draw 3-1. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals plus 128. Salt Lake and DC United. Salt Lake minus 175, DC plus 390, draw 3-1. I'm going under 2.5 goals plus 128. And last but not least, 10 o'clock, Portland hosting Minnesota. That's not a bad game either. Portland's minus 125, Minnesota plus 260, draw plus 290. I'm going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 138. All right, now we'll move on to the U.S. Open. I will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today. and the weekend. Yesterday, women's semifinals. 1 seed Iga Swiatek over 6 seed Arena Sablenka in 3 sets. And 5 seed Ons Jabeur over 17 seed Caroline Garcia in straight 2 sets. All right, we're going to go to the men's semifinals now. 3 o'clock today, you have 27 seed Karen Khachanov and 5 seed Casper Ruud. Rudd's minus 205, Karen Khachanov plus 168. I'm going to go to set betting, and I'm going to go Rudd 3-1 plus 310. And 7 o'clock, you have 3 seed Carlos Alcaraz and 22 seed Frances Tiafoe. Excellent matchup in prime time. I'm fired up for this one. Alcaraz minus 194, Tiafoe plus 162. I'm going to go Alcaraz, and I'm going to go 3-1 at plus 550. All right, the women's final tomorrow, 4 o'clock. 1 seed Iga Swiatek and 5 seed Ons Jabeur. Should be a great match. Swiatek's minus 194, Jabeur's plus 158. I just think Swiatek's the best right now in the women's field. So I'm going to take her with a straight sweep plus 130, 2-0. And then the men's final I project to be 5 seed Casper Ruud and 3 seed Carlos Alcaraz. I think that's going to be a great one. I'm going to go Alcaraz 3-2. And whatever that comes out to be tomorrow, I would bet it. All right, now I'll move on to NASCAR. We're running really behind with the show today. The return of the Truck Series. So that is good. So it's tonight, 7:30 from Kansas. The starting grid will be available shortly. I'm going to go to DraftKings for the odds really quickly. Where's the NASCAR odds? Here we go. My pick to win the Kansas Lottery 200 for the trucks, I'm going to go with Grant Effinger 10-1. All right, tomorrow, 3:30 on USA from Kansas, the Xfinity. The Kansas Lottery 300, my pick here, I'm going to go with Ross Chaston at 10-1. And Sunday, 3 o'clock on USA from Kansas, the Cup Series. I'm going to go with Tyler Riddick at 12-1 to win the Hollywood Casino 400 from Kansas. All right, now we're going to do news and notes. I'm going to try to be very quick here. We're going to lead news and notes off with the biggest story from yesterday. It was really sad news. Queen Elizabeth passes away at the age of 96. She was the longest ruling British monarch. Thoughts and prayers go out to Queen Elizabeth's family. It's just really sad news to come down yesterday afternoon. And she had a great life. She was great at what she did. She was a pop culture queen. She was a queen to everybody. And, again, thoughts and prayers go out. Just really sad news coming down yesterday. And I just wanted to start the news and notes off with that. We'll go to college football. Dabo Swinney, 10 years, $115 million contract extension to remain with the Tigers through 2031. That's great news for Clemson. Prevents him from going to Alabama down the road. And he's a Clemson Tiger for life. The Steelers will honor Dwayne Haskins as the players will number 3 on their helmets during the season as a tribute to the late quarterback. That's just really nice that the Steelers are doing that for him. Odell Beckham Jr. was at the Bills-Rams game, but obviously wasn't in uniform. The Rams could have used him yesterday. Aaron Donald almost retired, as his agent sent a letter to the Rams informing the league that he was retiring, but the team never sent it in. That's insane, and now he's back with the Rams. If he retired, I don't think I would have picked the Rams to make the playoffs. And I would have talked myself into the 49ers in that division with Trey Lance, which is crazy. But since they brought him back, I got back on. And speaking of the Rams, they extend Sean McVay and Les Snead through the 2026 season, so that is really good news for the Rams. Chris Godwin will be a game-time decision. Says he's grateful for progress he's made but cannot commit to playing on Sunday. Michael Thomas is trying to play Sunday and is progressing towards being on the field for the opener, so that is good news. And more good news for the Saints. Starting center Eric McCoy, 5 years, $63.75 million extension with $40 million guaranteed. So that is really good news for the Saints as they lock up a key guy in their offensive line long term. Something funny, Jock Peterson was trolled on a Jumbotron as there was a Jumbotron that put up some fantasy football jokes to troll Jock Peterson. The league is to vote in rule changes, meaning Major League Baseball, pitch clocks, shift restrictions, and more. So we got to keep our eyes on that. DJ LeMahieu going to the injured list with a sprained toe. Aaron Boone announced it on the Michael Kay show yesterday, so that is brutal news for the Yankees. We'll go to basketball now. Candace Parker is evaluating her future after the Sky's semifinals loss. She says she won't cheat the game. Giannis left a Eurobasket game after tweaking his ankle and was also spotted icing his knee. That is brutal. And then the coach, Dimitrios Itoudis from Greece, gave a positive update on Giannis as well. So, hopefully Giannis is okay. That's why I'm somewhat against NBA players doing summer activity things a little bit, but the Olympics is the exception. But at the same time, I understand why players are doing this to keep themselves in shape. So for that standpoint, I understand it. Mavs extend Maxi Kleber 3 years, $33 million to keep him in Dallas through 25-26. That is a good extension for the Dallas Mavericks. Soccer news. Peterson, Pavon, and Willie Fanas. All right, no, this is baseball. My bad. I misread a little bit here. We have soccer news next, but this is the last baseball item I forgot. Peterson, Pavon, and Willie Fanas allege Angels on the verbal agreements to sign them. So that's according to Jeff Passan, that they reneged on verbal agreements to sign them. So we'll see what else comes out of this. And here's the soccer news. The EPL announces that the league will be postponed following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Not surprising that the Premier League announced that their games got postponed, because this is obviously really sad news that we touched on earlier in the segment. And hockey news. John Tortorella rips the Flyers locker room as he says he has major concerns about his team's culture heading into the season. Yikes. And Henrik Lundqvist is joining the Rangers front office to serve in a newly created business operations role. So that's interesting for Lundqvist. I'm not surprised. Eli Manning's kind of in that same role with the Giants. And I know those two are close. So, this doesn't surprise me that the Rangers did this with Hank. I mean, I could see MSG also hiring Melo to help with the Knicks in some business form as well. And so this isn't surprising news to me, but it's something cool. All right, best bet. We'll get that out of the way first. Brought to you by FanDuel. There's a lot of baseball totals that I liked today. I am not laying a lot for best bet in Fab 5. Today. So I'm going to do a quarter unit on everything. Just to, So I do like a lot of baseball totals. Like I said earlier, but best bet's going to be Louisville getting the points at Central Florida. I'm going to lay a quarter unit on Louisville getting the 6.5 at UCF. That's just way too many points for me. All right, now we'll do college Fab 5 first. And reminder to myself and the rest of you that it's only going to be 4 for the NFL because the Rams counted as a pick. All right, so Fab 5 college. My first pick, I'm going to take the 8.5 with South Carolina against Arkansas. I think Spencer Rattler will play really well. And I think South Carolina has a shot to win this game outright. So give me South Carolina getting the 8.5 against Arkansas. Next up, give me Pitt getting 6.5 at home against Tennessee. This is probably one of my favorite bets I'm going to make all year. So give me Pitt getting 6.5 at home against Tennessee. Next up, I'm going to lay 3.5 with Iowa against Iowa State. I know everyone say that line stinks. Madison, what are you doing? Iowa only scored 7 points and didn't score a touchdown. Nobody's picking Iowa except yours truly. Give me Iowa getting the 3.5 against Iowa State as Iowa continues its dominance over Iowa State. Next up, I'm laying points with USC, 7.5 against Stanford. This is my favorite of the week, as I alluded to earlier in the podcast. I love SC. And I think they're so much better than Stanford. So give me USC minus 7.5 against Stanford as they are going to run them off the field. And the last pick of the Fab 5 this week, give me Ball State getting 6.5 at home against Western Michigan. I love Maction home underdogs, and here's another one. So give me Ball State getting the 6.5 at home against Western Michigan. And my money line pick of the week is Pitt plus 195 against Tennessee. I know Ball State's a larger underdog, but I just like Pitt more. I feel better about Pitt. Pitt's a better team than Tennessee. I think that Ball State and Western, I have a big edge on Ball State, but it's the MAC. So I really feel good about Pitt. So I'm going to lay a quarter unit on Pitt against Tennessee. And then the NFL Fab 5, 0-1 to start the year with the Rams. So we'll try to make it 4-1 here. First up, I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers getting 1.5 at home against the Browns. I can't believe they're an underdog. Baker Mayfield's going to have a big chip on his shoulder against his former team. So, give me the Panthers getting the 1.5 at home against the Browns. Next up, give me the Vikings plus 1.5 at home against the Packers. Statement spot at home for Minnesota and Kirk Cousins. Green Bay is not usually sharp to start the season, as we saw last year, and the Saints went out there and killed them week 1. I don't think Minnesota's going to kill Green Bay, but I think they'll win this game by a touchdown. So give me Minnesota getting 1.5 against Green Bay. So that's 2. Next up, give me the under 46.5 in the Patriots-Dolphins game. I love this pick. I think that this is a super-duper low-scoring game. And a lot of these teams have a lot of questions on these teams offensively. So, my last pick of the Fab 5, I'm laying the 3.5 with the Chargers at home against the Raiders. I love LA. I think that they're going to be motivated. Justin Herbert will be the best player on the field. So you give me the Chargers minus the 3.5 at home against the Raiders. And in my money line pick of the week, my rules usually has to be over a field goal. But it's hard to find one over the field goal that I feel confident about. Detroit's plus 168 to knock off Philadelphia. Detroit's missing one of their starting offensive linemen, Sarah Crossoff. The Jets would have been considered if Zach Wilson was playing. Another one I thought about was the Patriots getting their plus the points, obviously, but also took the under in this game in Fab 5. They're plus 144. An underdog at minus money is disqualified, talking to the Panthers and the Vikings. The Jaguars are plus 120 to knock off the Commanders. So for the second time in week 1, I'm going to go against my usual rules, only because it's week 1. I don't have an underdog that I really like that is over 3.5 to win outright. So I'm going to cheat and take the Jaguars at plus 120. I like that a lot. I think that Trevor Lawrence could be the best player on the field. No Chase Young. So I like the Jaguars plus 120 to knock off the Commanders. So that's it for a really long show. I'll be back on Monday recapping everything from the baseball to football, the WNBA to soccer, you know the drill, NASCAR, tennis, etc. News and notes and best bet as well. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone.